Pertama saya ingin mengucapkan selamat terlebih dahulu sudah sampai pada tahapan ini dan telah terpilih dari 755 peserta Sayembara. Itu merupakan sebuah pencapaian yang sangat hebat dan sekarang dalam proses penilaian akhir dan salah satu dari Bapak Ibu semuanya akan menjadi pemenang.
Kami membawakan konsep Nagara Rimba Nusa. Jadi konsep perkotaan yang diinspirasi dari kekayaan alam dan Nusantara kita, yaitu air dan juga kepulauan ya.
Pemenang terbaik pertama adalah Nagara Rimba Nusa.
Kami memilih konsep Nagara Rimba Nusa karena kami melihat negara sebagai perwakilan pemerintah dan juga rakyat ada di situ. Rimba adalah karakter hutan yang memang ada di lokasi kita di Kalimantan, dan Nusa adalah suatu hal yang identitasnya selalu bisa kita miliki sebagai bangsa Indonesia karena kita tinggal di kepulauan, dan kepulauan itu adalah identitas bangsa kita salah satunya. Dan yang kami usungkan di sini adalah bagaimana satu kami bisa menjadi kebanggaan untuk bangsa dan juga untuk internasional. Salah satunya adalah bagaimana kita mengangkat cerita hutan menjadi inspirasi kita di dalam membangun. Bagaimana kita belajar kota ini menjadi bagian dari ekosistem alam yang terintegrasi. Dan itu juga menjadi satu langkah awal kita untuk bisa membesarkan lagi hutan-hutan di Kalimantan. Sebagai komitmen kita, salah satunya adalah kita membuat Heart of Borneo ya. Heart of Borneo itu 45% daerah Kalimantan itu harusnya hutan. Dan usaha ini dengan kita memindahkan ibu kota di lokasi tersebut, inilah titik untuk salah satu komitmen awal kita untuk bisa melakukan itu.
I would like to give you a very short presentation about how we transform and also how we translate the vision of the president from the state speech on the 16th of August, just like what Pak Menteri, Pak Basuki already mentioned, that we have the three pillars of building a nation and also ensuring sustainability and also smart modern city. And I would like to take all your attention to what the translation of that into what we can measure. Yeah, so when Pak President bring this speech at the Sustainability Week in Abu Dhabi on 13th of January 2020, he spelled out several key performances of the city for example, the renewable energy, the net zero, bringing also best technology forward, low carbon city, public transportation, and pedestrian friendly. So we try to translate this into key performances that as a winner of the capital city design, my profession as a urban designer, we try to bring this to realization into the scale and the blocks that can be discussed with every one of us right now in the forum, especially in the architectural world. So we would like to translate this into the wisdom and the principle of the planning, which I hope this can translate to all of the audience here, because I will bring certain level of visuals. And of course, this also relates to the planning of the higher tier of the planning of the master plan that is discussed by Bappenas and all the friends in the planning, the division. And what Pak Menteri already mentioned, that this site is actually pretty sensitive. So we would like to celebrate that. We would like to recognize that. We would like to also keep the high and the low points, making sure that it's flood-free, and anticipating the sea level rise, and bringing our location of the capital city in the safe levels. And of course, we need road and accessibility frameworks, but this needs to be respond to the topography of the local context. Yeah. And we have hill at the back, and we have also mangrove at the bottom. So we are building something in between of the hill and also the mangrove, the sensitive environment. So we keep all the main road system also connecting between one area to another, but then we also keep the local area to connect this. And we try to also bring in the urban structures and the placement of the landmarks to create a certain level of axis. We create the axis of the executive, judicative, and legislative, and also the axis towards the nature. And with this, we create also certain level of urban and green corridor. The urban area and the green corridor sit side by side to create the connectivity between the hill and the wetlands, and creating this ecology, water, and animal corridor in the bigger scale. And we also create what we call the green and blue fingers. Then this is essential because this will be forming 70% of our development to be green and to be part of the nature that is and naturally entangling the urban area. So this is where we want to combine between the nature and the man-made together. And the man-made area is only 30%. So we have a limited area which we need to celebrate. We need to make sure that it works as a live and dynamic city, combining the government center, combining the residential center, combining where the people will live, work, and play, where the public facility is, within a very what we call transit-oriented polycentric city. So we would like to bring people to come to the places with public transportation as much as possible, bringing them into a livable 10-minute city, low-carbon city that has a good balance between the density and design and the diversity, and prioritizing the pedestrian instead of car, and making sure that within this undulating landscape, we can connect all those together. So for example, this is where we push the boundary to create a modeling to make sure that the pedestrian can walk 10 minutes to the public transport and also can walk to the blocks of the buildings. And this is all the ministry surrounding the palace, yeah? So you can see that the red line is a model that we work together with the MIT professor to work making sure that people can reach this area within the 10 minutes, and the willingness to walk can be enhanced by creating a pedestrian level connection on the second level to make sure that they can connect well. And if you look at the green and the blue framework of the KPP, we have this very nice entanglement between the urban area and the green area. This is part of the transformation of the caring of environment to make sure that we are always surrounded by the green and the nature, and we can bring in also some climate impact to the environment, the built environment. And we also try to celebrate the diversity of Indonesian nature by creating a botanical garden of collection of the Nusantara greenery in the middle of the capital city. Yeah? And we also try to bring in natural elements like botanical garden and also mangrove to create also the tropical center of forestry. And as a transformation of nationalism and culture, we also bring in this axis between the higher being, the man, and the nature. And we laid out all the story and also the celebration of our culture and diversity in Indonesia along this corridor, and with the istana or the palace as the ending of that, we designed the area below to make sure that we can also look into the undulating nature of the site, which we don't touch, and we want to celebrate this difference of layers of nature, difference of character of the nature of Nusantara in our design. And with that, we create a very unique experience of public spaces, which also characterizing the Indonesian landscape of hills and valleys and greenery. And yet there is also a block system of urban, which we want to bring in the relationship of building and nature to be in a very different condition like the typical Indonesian or modern building, we would like to bring in a lot of forestry and greenery and nature networks into our working area. So the government complex that is consolidated and integrated with nature, we try to also promote the natural material like the timber and also the green roof and greenery, urban greenery into the buildings. And we try to also transform the way we work by creating a building that is hybrid, indoor and outdoor. Not everybody have to work indoor, and blended with nature, multi-layered program, seamless workplace, integrated zones, and future-ready workplace. And with that, we hope that we can bring in certain level of compactness of the city and allowing people to collaborate. And this is one of the way we try to translate the local wisdom of the Indonesian, we call it piloti building, or we call it rumah panggung. Yeah? So we lift up certain level of the building in certain location where we can allow the nature, the wind, and also the water to flow freely at the ground level, and also bringing certain level of public transport and access to the ground level, allowing them to the government center to be public service oriented, and connecting between the ministry with the skywalk system that connect all the ministry into what we call the semi-public service of the capital of the government center that collaborate between the ministry, which enhancing the collaboration between them. So this is some of the schematics or thinking on how we can change the block of the architecture of the building that also can transform the way people work and live and play. And we also try to promote green mobility, making sure that we can reach building and also a continuous walk that can endorse people to walk further and use public transport and use bicycle instead of private car, reducing the carbon impact. And we also try to make sure that it's integrated with the smart infrastructure and also the future-ready infrastructure like autonomous car, etc. So with that, I hope that I can deliver some of the thinking and ideas of the capital city. Thank you very much.